Hello and welcome to Levitate. I'm Nell, and today we're going to do a really short meditation, just a couple of minutes long, to help us find a bit of balance. So if you think of the last time that you were telling yourself some kind of story about who you're not, you might know it as imposter syndrome. The irony of imposter syndrome is that the more successful you become, the more you feel like an imposter. So success is a trigger for feeling like you're pulling the wool over people's eyes or pulling off some kind of confidence trick. And that gets in the way of you enjoying your life and enjoying that well-earned success. So although it may feel like a very familiar script, the I'm not enough, they're going to find out any minute now how incompetent I am, the sweats and the shakes and everything that perhaps comes before a big presentation or when you sort of enter a new phase of life, which is challenging you in one way or another. Obviously, all of it's a reaction to stepping out of your comfort zone, stepping out of where it feels safe. But as we know, growth and challenge is absolutely essential to life itself and moving forward. And so what we want to do is notice and, if possible, park some of those very familiar thoughts, the repetitive I'm not enough type thoughts, and kind of rehearse an inner voice that we may just not have at the moment or may be very underused. And that's kind of what a really good friend or family member, someone who cares about you, might say in the instance. So, think back to the last time that you were feeling like an imposter, and perhaps just imagine you said it out loud to a really good friend. I'm really worried I'm going to fall to pieces when I give this presentation, or they're going to see how stupid I am, or whatever else that thought is. And perhaps try and imagine what your friend might say back to you. Whether that's, you're crazy, they're going to love you, or you've got this, or this is when all the hard work you've done is going to pay off. And although it feels very sort of self-helpy, if you imagine the negative inner voice as a series of characters, so you've got the victim, you've got the judge, the bully, then you might balance them out by initially, and it'll feel very artificial at first, but giving yourself the opportunity to express what a kind friend might express to you. We could name those characters the supporter, the fan, the loving friend, the sage. The chances are you have all of these inner voices, you just give them less weight. So, although at first it feels very, cringy almost to counteract a negative thought with something, an inner voice saying something along the lines of, today's going to be beautiful, or you're good enough. What you'll find actually is that the negative voices are a mental habit that you can unlearn, and the positive ones are a habit that you can learn until they just are your inner voice. It's not yet another confidence trick. It's something else. It's introducing balance where previously you were out of whack. So I want you to just close your eyes with me now and take a couple of nice deep breaths in and out, letting go of any tension you might be feeling. Every time you exhale, notice how your body's feeling, if it's weary or aching or numb or tingling. And see if just for the next few moments you can allow it to be whatever it is without trying to change it, without judging yourself for being more or less vulnerable. The goal of mindfulness is not to achieve some kind of bliss or special mental state. It's simply to become more balanced, clearer about what the present moment contains, to become more awake and aware. And occasionally to deliberately flip the script. So whenever you're having a thought like it's not working, or I'm bored or frustrated or feeling some kind of despair, try balancing it out with a kinder thought. And if that feels like an empty exercise, the trick is to act as if it was already working. So with meditation, very often it feels like you're sitting there doing nothing, getting nowhere. Yet there's a lot of data to suggest that doing it repeatedly and over a long period of time will rewire your mind and your body, will change your relationship to stress. But equally important is the way it makes you feel. So if when you're getting going, it doesn't make you feel like anything, why not proceed as if it was already making you feel great? So you're rehearsing that mental attitude will gradually become your new reality. It was often so unkind to ourselves that were our inner voice an actual friend or acquaintance, someone in our lives, we'd probably do well to rid ourselves of them, of a sort of toxic, negative influence. So we put up with a lot of unkindness from ourselves. And what we're talking about here is simply balancing it out with some kind of thoughts, the kind of kindness that we show other people, until the view we have of ourselves is more balanced. Not totally perfect, not totally imperfect. Just a human, trying their best, and noticing that our best in one moment is different to what we can give in another. Let's take another deep breath in and back out again. letting go of any residual tension in your body or in your mind. And slowly you can start to blink open your eyes, drink in your surroundings, and hopefully to enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much, and I'll see you here soon.